My name is Adrian Nantchev, and this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads. Now, you and I should look up to rich people because, as Tony Robbins says, success leaves clues. What that means is, when a successful person has done something, it means that that process, that step, the chances are it's repeatable in one way or another. It also means that the lessons that he learned while doing that, and the lessons on his venture, on his journey, we can apply those same lessons because it's worthwhile learning what not to do just as knowing what to do. We must understand in business what to do and what not to do, because knowing what not to do is just as important as knowing what to do. So when successful people talk about their journey, talk about their biography, talk about their life, talk about their experiences, listen to them. Successful people know a thing or two that you can learn from. For example, Donald Trump knows something about real estate that you and I could learn about. Mark Zuckerberg knows a thing or two about programming, about communications, about global communication. That's something we can learn about. Bill Gates knows a thing or two about programming and hardware and software. Something we can learn about. It's also worthwhile learning from different fields and different industries as well, because when you learn something in one industry that's unrelated to what you're doing, you can apply and take that thing or unique aspect to that and reverse engineer it or remodify it and apply it to your industry. And as you apply it to your industry, you're doing more for your customers, serving more, therefore you make more money, and you're making your competition irrelevant because they don't do the same thing you're doing. It gives you a competitive advantage by being open-minded to other people and other industries and what they're doing. True open-mindedness. I mean, looking at your beliefs critically and changing it according to new evidence and new facts are presented to you. Not open-minded. True open-mindedness, where you're introspective and retrospective, thinking, was I wrong about that? Was I wrong? Maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am, or maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. When you have when you look at yourself self-critically, you realise that you're making mistakes. So this is what I mean. It's important to know what not to do, as well as knowing what to do. Because anyone can learn what to do, but if you're doing something distinctively wrong that you can't realise unless you compare or contrast or think and ponder, you're missing out. However, the one caveat with listening to rich people and successful people is be aware of what is called the survivorship bias. Survivorship bias, meaning that the advice, the route to market, or the things they did that resulted in their success is not entirely applicable and copy and paste into your business and your adventure, because they might have had experiences that are wholly unique to them, and or timing or evidence or advice that was totally unique to that day and age that they did this in. Because don't take it carbon copy. Learn the principles, understand what they did, but understand that some things are out of their control and they could be deriving advice or knowledge from that is obsolete or irrelevant to today or to you. So take it all in, but even then, with a pinch of salt. Don't believe everything you read and hear, and don't just accept it all blindly. See, open mind, but have it filtered. Don't just be too open, otherwise you're taking too much rubbish and you don't stand for anything, you don't mean anything, you're just like, yeah, sure, okay, fine. Nothing inherently wrong with that, but it's not very smart. Because again, remember, success leaves clues. And they're saying, I did this, I did that, I did this, I worked for myself, I did these things, set up the finances, I did all this. Maybe you should do that too. That's an interesting contrast with a lot of people these days. People tend to complain about their life but don't do anything about it. And they don't connect the dots of saying, well, if I did what some other successful people did, or if I did things differently than what I'm doing now, if I play the same game of life, 24 hours a day, feel hunger, tired, etc., need water, blah blah, but play by different rules, by a different set of rules, I might have a distinct advantage and I might get out of this rut. Because obviously doing the same thing again and again and again for the past 10, 20, 30 years has resulted in the same thing. If you keep doing what you keep doing, you're going to continue to get what you've been getting all the same time. So to change your results, you're going to change your thinking. And Einstein once said that you can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. So if you're running in circles, you've got to stop and think, hang on a minute, I'm not achieving anything here. I'm exerting energy but getting nothing back. So I need to stop running in circles. Otherwise that same mindset will say, keep running in circles until things change. It's like, things need to change here, first of all. And one way of learning what to do, once you've realised you've got to change here, because that's internal, then what actions do you take? Well, what did he do? Oh, I see, he did this, did that, okay. Maybe I should do something similar, but also what did he do? And what did he do? And what did he do? Oh, a jigsaw puzzle of knowledge, taking the best advice from different places and different people and patchworking it together, but looking at things and saying, do I agree with this and that and this, and I agree with that, I don't agree with that, but if you change it a little bit, I agree with it, and then you can apply it in your own life, and then you learn what not to do and what to do purely from observation, and that's very powerful. Success leaves clues, and that's worthwhile understanding. So look at other people and learn from them. Be true, openly minded. So the question of the day is, who can you learn from? I have got some books just here of different people. I've got Steve Jobs, Tony Blair, Benazir Bhutto, Alex Ferguson, Lee Evans, Norman Wisdom, Tim Burton, George Washington, Alex Salmond, Winston Churchill, Jordan Belfort, John Cleese, Freddie Mercury, Ken Livingstone, Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama, Susan Boyle, Johnny Depp, and Albert Speer. Different people that I can learn from. Priorities and focusing on other things first, but other things I can learn from in their life. They had something, they must have had an experience or a journey that you can apply or take a lesson from. Just understand what they did wrong or they did right and apply it in your life. So the question of the day is, who are you learning from? Very important. Furthermore, click on the subscribe button below and press the bell notification next to it for the latest uploads, because this channel is all about helping you become a remarkable entrepreneur. So go out there and do something remarkable today.